Sometimes I still see that town, that that quiet mountain, that not so loud. Uh, I don't know any other names for hill-like formations. Silent Hill, Quiet Mountain, not so loud valley. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Where am I? Why am I not on screen? Is it because I forgot? Is it because I forgot to load myself? I forgot to load myself. I have to load myself in. Hold on. I'm loading into the network. There I am. There we go. Now I'm here. I forgot. I forgot the most critical part. Me. Just have a mini you cover into booby. Yeah, the cover has a naked lady covered in blood on it, and I was like, I probably shouldn't, even as small as it is, I probably shouldn't put that on Twitch. And why didn't I just pick a different book cover, you ask? Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Just it's funnier. It's funnier if there's a little guy covering the boobies. How y'all doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the gosh dang ass mother honkin' stream. So I considering that today I want to do some spooky stuff. I figured I'd switch to the monochrome background. I switched to some spooky woods outside. Uh, if you look closely, Slenderman is right here, and he's right here, and he's right here, and he's right here. He's just all over the place. There's like 8 Slendermen hidden in this one image. Try to find them all. Don't actually, there's none there. What's this about summoning a little guy? As always, whoops, that's not what I wanted to hit. As always, if we reach tip goal, I'll pull up a little animation, and it'll stay there for the rest of the stream. There's also some new fun little point redeems that I added. So now we have Bongo Dunny is his own redeem, and Make It Creepy is a new one, and Bring Out the Slimes. We have 3 new redeems that y'all can play with your channel points. So feel free to goof with those if you ever feel like it. And do you want to know what they do? You'll just have to figure it out. You'll just have to do it, and then you'll see. So with that said, yeah, we've done 2 weeks worth of Warrior Cats, and I was like, I kind of want to do something different this time. We will get back to Warrior Cats. Thank you for Hydratus. Thank you for water. I think that considering that this is going to be probably a little bit more of a chiller stream, it's not going to be as like high energy as the Warrior Cats ones are, because the Warrior Cats ones I have to get nuts with like the voices, and I try and like give it all this silly nonsense. But we're chilling with spooky stuff today. We're chilling with spooky stories as they were translated and presented to the West by Lafcadio Hearn, a translator who lived in he was Irish. He was of like Irish Japanese descent, and then some stuff, and then a bunch of stuff happened, and then he started translating Japanese ghost stories in like the late 1800s. Dunny's catted up on a Tuesday, not today. But I may not be catted, but I am always caked. Galaxy told me that I should make like a model where I turn around, you see my little butt cheeks. I just turned the whole thing around, I just got like little butt cheeks back here. I have to put it on my to-do list, but just look at my little butt cheeks. Hello, I'm here for spoops and poops and spoops, poopy poopy. Make a model of the full slime and muscle poses. Oh, muscles. Oh, wait, you probably meant, now that I think about it, you probably meant, like, with the body and not just the slime, not just the little slime itself. I see the flex. I see the flex. I'm flexing. I'm stretching. I'm stretching so much. Oh, God. Fuck. Oh. Just little slime flexing with ear floopies would be cute, too. It would be cute. Just like 1, 2, 3. Hold on a second. Make it more angled. Strong. Push it to the limit. You gotta push it to the limit. I'm partial to buff body slimes, though. Oh. I was about to say, like, what a surprise. And I was like, oh, that might sound mean. I don't think I mean it that way. A model where your slime body is superimposed on Hulk Hogan's body. You know what? Do I still have that one animation that I did? No, I guess I don't have it. I have like a muscular dunny animation that I did, but I wasn't really in love with it, so I didn't keep it available to pull up on stream. Just make a low quality recolor of Armstrong FMA flexing. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I have an idea. Hold on. Let's see. FMA Armstrong. Oh my god, there's so many chords. There's chords all over the place. Galaxy and I share the streaming computer now, and all of our stuff is intermingled together. I need a picture of him flexing. Where is it? That'll work. Why is it... You know what? The low quality of it makes it perfect. Hold on. Save as. Yeah, it's fine. Excuse me. Okay. Hold on. Image. I'll title that buff. Okay. Now I need to move it. I need to move it underneath myself. Come on, where am I? There I am. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Hold on a second, I'm gonna put it up here. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Done strong. Oh no, they're hot. Yeah, there we go. Hey Pepper, you like this? This workout for you? Oh my god. I gotta draw. Okay, I might have to draw this. Fucking losing it. It works so well. Oh god. Okay. Okay, alright. I'm seeing stars. Holy shit. Okay. How do you guys like want me to keep this? Do you want me to keep this on? I'll protect you from the ghosts. What if I kinda? No, I don't want that. Maybe. You do you. Oh my god, you know what? You know what? I have an idea. I have a fantastic idea. Hold on. I have such a good idea. Hold on a second. This will take like 2 seconds. This will take like 2 seconds. Come on. Load up. Load up. Time is of the essence here. I have such a good fucking idea. Okay, creator dashboard. Creator dashboard. Viewer rewards. Channel points. Manage challenge. Manage. Add a new thing. Buff. Make it cost 100. There you go. There is now a 100-point channel redeem for making me fucking huge. There you go. I'll leave it there for now. If anybody wants to, we can toggle it off. But I'll leave this on for now. Because it's really fucking funny. But yeah, if any of you... Oh, and there's... Hold on. Someone redeemed the... There's something outside. It's the Gashapukuro. It's I forget the name, but it's the Japanese skeleton yokai. It's the big skeleton. So he's the Genshin Impact. It's the Gachapon. It's the Genshin Impact. It's the big skeleton from Castlevania. It's a skeleton warrior. It does have a... Hold on. It does have a name. What's the name of it? Giant Japanese skeleton. Did you mean giant Yes, I did. Gashadokuro. Gashadokuro. His name is Gashadokuro. Creaking Skull. Oh my god, we found it. We found the Genshin Impact. There it is. We've discovered the Genshin Impact. Okay. Yeah, Gashadokuro. Gashadokuro. Okay, you know what? Let's see. Where did I put buff? I'm gonna lock that. I'm gonna turn that off for now. Why am I not moving? There we go. Glue myself back to big size. If anyone wants, I can turn the buff back on. I'm gonna work on making that like an actual like model redeem. I'm putting that at the top of my work order. There is no more Genshin lore to discover. Everyone can go home because we found it. We found the Genshin lore. Okay. So, as always, we goof around for like 10-20 minutes. How y'all doing? How you doing, chat? Are you having a good day? Are you having a good time? You doing all right? Me still waiting for my emotes to be approved. That's okay. I need you all to congratulate Galaxy right now because they got he got affiliate, and I'm very happy for him. Everybody tell Galaxy good job and that he's great. Do it right. Do it right now. Do it fucking right now. I swear to God. Tell my husband how great he is, or I swear to God. Damn straight. we were both like, what? We were both like, what? That was so fast. I'm scared. We're both scared. But nonetheless, I'm very happy. I'm so glad for him. All of you, like, check him out. Oh, hold on. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Galaxy After... Oh, fuck. Galaxy After Dark. Damn it, that didn't... Hold on. There we go. Go follow him. Go follow him and watch it. He'll be streaming tomorrow around the same time. And you know what? God dang what? House of Tao, I see you in the chat. You are also going to be doing like a re-debut or a soft debut or something soon. People should follow you too because you're also a lovely individual. Everybody just follow everybody. Everybody just follow everybody else. Hell yeah. Follow me on Twitch. Everybody start following each other. We'll start a follow chain. Everybody follow each other on Twitch. Do it now. Here, I'll do the shout out for House of Tao. Shout out House of Tao. There we go. You have to wait 49 seconds before giving another shout out. Suck my butt. Suck the farts directly out of my ass. Well, never mind. Never mind, I guess. Bring out the slimes? Hell yeah. There we go. There's the slimes. I would make them like parade across the screen if I could, but they're not going to. I don't know. I'm not technically advanced to do that. They'll hang out for like a minute and then they'll go away. But yeah, they're just little guys. They're just little guys. They're just hanging out. It's just my boys, my fellas, my congregation, my slimes. Just wiggle them with your mouse or something. Fair point. Oh, they're gone. They're gone. They left. They got tired of my shit. They're done. Oh, I needed this shit. I needed this shit. Is there any way to make them scroll across automatically? So here's the thing. I'm sure there is. I'm just lazy and I don't want to figure it out. I know you can make text scroll automatically. Yeah. Like I said, I'm sure there's a way to make it work. I think if I were to just animate them moving across the frame and then import that animation into this, I'm sure I could make it work. It would just require like a lot of frames, and I just don't want to do it. Dunny, will you make the slimes march and parade and scroll across the screen? No. I won't. Smiles. Right now it's not broken. Yeah. If I have it like this, there's no chance of me fucking it up. I would gleefully research how to do that if I could stream to Discord instead of Twitch. Oh, I need to figure out how to do some like Discord shenanigans. I clicked the wrong thing and now I have ads again. No. Cool rocks. So I'm gonna redeem cool rocks. It's cool rock time. Everybody look at the cool rocks. I think I added more cool rocks. I'm gonna eat those rocks. Hell yeah. They're delicious. There's enough here to share. There's enough rocks to be able to share. Oh, look at that rock. Ooh. Ah. Wee. Ooh. Nom 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 nom. All the rocks for me. Nom nom nom. Nom 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 nom. Flat smooth. Okay, that like kind of like oblongish, like flat smooth rock. That's like the god tierest of rocks. It's the best rock in my opinion. That's what you come to this stream for, is my hot takes about rocks. Those are the rocks I stacked. I stacked a bunch of rocks at the park. And then I made a big deal about it on Twitter and on one of my last streams. Where I'm like, look at the rocks. Look at the fucking rocks I stacked. And those are the rocks I took home. Look at my fucking rocks. You added more I did add more rocks. I added more rocks. Cause I really fucking like I like cool rocks. I am a simple them. Okay. Alright, so Alright. Are you guys ready? Best souvenir is a fun rock 100% of the time. Hell yeah, it is. It's like it's free. No one can stop you, and you don't have to go through a gift shop for it. If you go anywhere, you can just take a rock and no one will stop you. Excuse me, no one will stop you. With all that said, though, are you guys ready? You guys ready for some spooky stories? Y'all ready for some spooky stories? I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready for some old-timey shenanigans. That is what this channel was built upon. Try that with the Blarney Stone. I don't think it'll work. Well, rest in peace to you, but I'm different. I could get away with it. I could walk in and be like, hey, can I take this? And they'd be like, oh, hell yeah, go for it. You can have it. And I'll be like, sweet. And then I'll take the Blarney Stone and I'll be like, okay, bye. I can do it. Because I'm great. Okay, so do not steal the Blarney Stone. You can't tell me what to do. I'll take it if I want to. Explode the stone, then steal it. Hell, see, Machine Elves is playing 5D chess here. I would just switch it out with a bag of sand, Indiana Jones style. Hold on, okay, now you got me wondering. Hold on a second. How big is, like, the Blarney Stone? Is it, like, a stone, or is it, like, a rock? What are all these people doing? Is the Blarney Stone... Why are they doing this? What are y'all doing? This is the Blarney Stone. That's what the Blarney Stone is? That's what it is? What are these people doing? Why do you gotta get into a funky position to look at it? What is this? Why are all these people doing this? Tips for kissing the Blarney Stone. Holy shit. Oh, damn. We gotta check that out. Not really. But, like, what? Do you have to, like, get on your back to, like, kiss it? You didn't know? Yeah, no, I didn't know. You kiss it to get blessed by Irish ghosts. That's how you kiss it. Really? Yes, you have to do a kiss flip. That's fucking weird. I always thought the Blarney Stone was like a literal rock. I'm not kidding. I straight up always thought the Blarney Stone was like a literal giant. It was just a big rock. And it was just sitting in like a field or something. And then you just go kiss it. It's like behind a little window. Look, I have some recent Irish ancestry, but I bet kissing that would cause some of them to slap me. But no, I didn't. I had no idea. I straight up thought the Blarney Stone was like headstone sized at the most. And then there would just be a security guard in front of it. And they'd be like, all right, you can kiss it one time. And then you gotta let the next person in line go. That's Stonehenge. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. This is why you have to explode it. All right, now that option makes a lot more sense now that I know that it's like in a fucking castle somewhere. Cause like I was like, okay, well, you know, I was under the impression it was the size of a rock, and then you blow it up, and you just have more little rocks. Oh, if you love rocks, look up the Burren in Ireland. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that right now. The Burren in Ireland. I'm doing that now. I want to know. I want to see. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, holy shit. Oh, this is... this is... Oh, this is the good shit right here. Oh, this... Oh. Oh. Shut up. Oh. Oh, look at all these rocks. Oh, that's good shit. Rock. Show me the rocks. That's such a good rock. I'm saving that. Saving that into the rock folder. Hold on. I'm saving this to the rock folder too. Saving that. I'll take that one too. Saving rocks. Saving that. Saving it. You were so a rock biter in your past life. Look, I just like cool rocks, okay? Rocks are one of the few things that capitalism hasn't corrupted. I can go outside and pick up a rock for free, and no one can make me pay for it. Past life? What do you mean? Current life. I'm a fucking rock biter now. Oh my god. Okay. Fucking Y'all distracted me. You all placed a curse of cool rocks upon my person. Fuck. Currently a rock biter. Oh, you know what? Now I have to look it up. What is a rock biter a thing? Oh, it's the thing from Neverending Story. That's what you're talking about. You're talking about this thing. Wow, he has huge feet. I mean, he's a big guy. I guess you would need huge feet, right? me while I'm sitting on my couch waiting for my chicken tendies to be cooked. Oh golly, okay. When all of you kept saying rock biter, I kind of assumed you were like either insulting me playfully or that there was some kind of old middle-age like old-timey job that required a dude to bite rocks. Look, I haven't watched Neverending Story in a very long time. Geologists would use tongues for rock sampling. Are they hiring? Oh, all I remember from Neverending Story was like the big dragon. Yeah, it was like a big old puppy dog dragon, basically. You all keep trying to distract me. You're all against me. You're all in cahoots together to keep me from getting to our main activity. Okay. I want to read, damn it. Stop distracting me with cool rocks and cool rock facts. Okay. All right, so for real, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Dear Mr. Harvard, please hire me to lick rocks. Signed, Dunny. Yes, that is Galaxy, why are you posting my cover letter to Harvard in the chat? What are you doing? What are you doing with my resume? Stop just putting that shit out there. You can't just tell people that. Anyway. Okay. So, like I said, these are all stories by Lafcadio Hearn, and a man of Irish Japanese descent, translated a bunch of these stories for the West in the late 1800s, and the first one is titled Of Ghosts and Goblins. Do you want to lick rocks professionally or not? Stop fucking putting so much fucking pressure on me. I want to follow my dreams, but they're not going to be fun if you keep trying to make them a fucking thing. If you keep trying to push me. I just want to hang out with rocks for fun. Why does it have to be a career? I need to send you rock candy. Yeah, you probably do. Licking rocks is just my side hobby for now. That's it's just something I do on my off time. You know, I haven't really considered doing it professionally. Oh, okay. Swear to God, you're all against me today. Anyway, okay. So, first story of ghosts and goblins of the ghosts and the goblins. Side hustle licking rocks on TikTok. You think I could get away with that? Do you think if I licked rocks on TikTok, someone would be into it and they'd pay me to do it? I'm fucking waiting. No. Honestly, probably. But yeah. Okay. I've created a monster. A long time ago, in the days when foxwomen and goblins haunted this land, there came to the capital with her parents a samurai girl, so beautiful that all men who saw her fell enamored of her. And hundreds of young samurai desired and hoped to marry her, and made their desire known to her parents. For it has ever been the custom in Japan that marriages should be arranged by parents. But there are exceptions to all customs, and the case of this maiden was such an exception. Her parents declared that they intended to allow their daughter to choose her own husband, and that all who wished to win her would be free to woo her. Everyone complained that their family was being too woke, and by letting their daughter have a say in matters, but you know, it's just that's just what happens when, you know, liberals get into government. Then you know, women start having rights and choices. Can of worms that leads to. I am joking. I am making it funny. How dare you marry for anything other than political power? Many men of high rank and great wealth were admitted to the house as suitors, and each one courted her as best they knew how, with gifts and with fair words, and with poems written in her honor, and with promises of eternal love. And to each one she spoke sweetly and hopefully. But she made strange conditions. For every suitor she was obliged to bind himself by his word of honor as a samurai to submit to a test of his love for her, and never divulge to living person what that test might be, and to all this agreed. Marry for love, speedrun any percent. But even the most confident suitors suddenly ceased their importunities, chat, importunities. They ceased their importunities after having been put to the test, and all of them appeared to have been greatly terrified by something. Indeed, not even a few fled away from the city, and could not be persuaded by their friends to return, but no one ever so much as hinted why. Therefore it was whispered by those who knew nothing of the mystery that the beautiful girl must either be a foxwoman or a goblin. She's either a hot fox demon or a fucking gerblin. Or just a frickin' gerblin. Now, when all the wooers of high rank had abandoned their suit, there came a samurai who had no wealth but his sword. He was a good man and true, and of pleasing presence. Yo, boys love me for my pleasing presence. And the girls seemed to like him, but she made him take the same pledge which the others had taken, and after he had taken it, she told him to return upon a certain evening. There is no in between. You're either a fox lady or a goblin. It's a binary switch in the options menu. When that evening came, he was received at the house by none but the girl herself. With her own hands she set before him the repast of hospitality, and waited upon him, after which she told him that she wished him to go out with her at the late hour. To this he consented gladly, and inquired to what place she desired to go. But she replied nothing to this question, and all at once became very silent and strange in her manner. And after a while she retired from the apartment, leaving him alone. Only long after midnight she returned, robed in all white, like a soul, and without uttering a word, signed to him to follow her. Seemed a little sus, but, you do what you gotta do sometimes. Out of the house they hastened while all the city slept. It was what is called I'm gonna butcher every weird pronunciation. An Aborozuki Yo, moon-clouded night. Always upon such a night, 'tis said, do ghosts wander. She swiftly led the way, and the dogs howled as she flitted by, and she passed beyond the confines of the city to a place of knolls shadowed by enormous trees, where an ancient cemetery was. Into it she glided, a white shadow into blackness. He followed, wondering, his hand upon his sword. Then his eyes became accustomed to the gloom, and he saw. By a new-made grave she paused and signed to him to wait. The tools of the gravemaker were still lying there. Seizing one, she began to dig furiously, with strange haste and strength. At last her spade smote a coffin lid and made it boom. Another moment, and the fresh white wood of the koan was bare. She tore off the lid, revealing the corpse within. The corpse of a child. Damn, bummer. Okay, alright, lady, this date's getting a little weird. I was totally with you until you started digging up a child's grave. You know what, it's not you. It actually is you. I'm sorry, I gotta go. This is too weird for me now. Okay, bye. That's my child, what the fuck? Excuse me. Rude. That's my child, asshole. With goblin gestures, she wrung an arm from the body, wrenched it in twain, and, squatting down, began to devour the upper half. Then, flinging to her lover the other half, she cried to him, "Eat, if thou lovest me. This is what I eat." Well, look, sometimes you go on a date and they take you to they just take you to Burger King or something, and it's just, it's not great. Sometimes home cooking isn't the best. I don't know. That maybe it's a local thing. Dead goblin baby, local delicacy. Dead goblin baby, local delicacy. Chef's kiss. Okay, so all right, and then the samurai was like, we're eating okay, we're eating babies, all right." She's a 10, but she eats dead people. Yo. That feel when you go out with a 10 out of 10 girl, but she also eats babies. But I mean, at least they're not alive. You know what, Nyla? You're right. They call her the corpse muncher. Not even for a single instant did he hesitate. He squatted down upon the other side of the grave and ate half of the arm, and said, "Keko dego zarimasu mo sukoshi shodai," for that arm was made of the best kawashi that Saikyo could produce. Okay, kawashi is a Japanese confectionery, and the translation for what was just said is, "It is excellent. I pray you give me a little more." Then the girl sprang to her feet with a burst of laughter and cried, "You only of all my brave suitors did not run away, and I wanted a husband who could not fear. I will marry you. I can love you. You are a man." Wait. Okay, so she a 10 out of 10, but She makes a baby corpse out of candy and buries it, and then digs it up and tells you that you gotta eat it with her. That is 100%. I disappeared for a second. I have no idea what's going on. It was it was straight up. This lady was like, this lady has been like, oh, I'll marry you, but you have to pass my great test. And her great test is to eat a baby out of a fucking grave. But the thing is, the baby is actually made of like candy. And the dude, the dude right here just totally went for it, like no hesitation. He just ate the candy baby without even knowing. And she's like, oh, hell yeah. You're a real man. You're a... Hold on, where's... Chat, if you're a real man, if you're a real fucking man, you will eat the candy baby. This is what a baby eating man looks like. I'm gonna fucking die. Oh fuck. Alright. Oops, wrong thing. Oh my god. This is what a baby eating man looks like. Damn, girl, you want a man who eats babies? You want some vegan piece of shit? Or you want me, a man who eats babies without question? Wasn't there an MMO mod or something where eating babies is in the meta? Damn, girl, you ate dead babies with that mouth? Christ. Oh my god. Okay. "O Kinjuro," I said as we took our way home, "I have heard and I have read many Japanese stories of the returning of the dead. Likewise, you yourself have told me it is still believed the dead return, and why. But according both to that which I have read and that which you have told me, the coming back of the dead is never a thing to be desired. They return because of hate, or because of envy, or because they cannot rest for sorrow. But of any who return for that which is not evil, where is it written? Surely the common history of them is like that which we have this night seen, much that is horrible, and much that is wicked, and nothing of that which is beautiful or true. Now this I said that I might tempt him, and he made even the answer I desired, by uttering a story which is a hereafter set down." Why are we suddenly in first person? Why are we suddenly... Were we being told a story and then we're flipping to the person that the story was being told to? Oh well, we're going from one story into another story within the same story. This is the baby's point of view. "Long ago, in the days of a daimyo, whose name has been forgotten, there lived in this old city a young man and a maid who loved each other very much. Their names are not remembered, but their story remains. From infancy they had been betrothed, and as children they played together, for their parents were neighbors, and as they grew up they became always fonder of each other. Before the youth had become a man, his parents died. But he was able to enter the service of a rich samurai, an officer of high rank, who had been a friend to his people, and his protector soon took him into great favor, seeing him to be courteous, intelligent, and apt at arms. So the young man hoped to find himself shortly in a position that would make it possible for him to marry his betrothed. But war broke out in the north and the east, and he was summoned suddenly to follow his master to the field. Before departing, however, he was able to see the girl, and they exchanged pledges in the presence of her parents, and he promised, should he remain alive, to return within a year from that day to marry his betrothed. Okay, I'm seeing this as like someone was telling like a goofy story, and then they're like, yeah, that story was dumb and fucked up. Here's a real story. That's what I'm assuming that was about. Their sudden perspective switch. "After his going, much time passed without news of him, for there was no post in that time as now. and the girl grieved so much for thinking of the chances of war that she became all white and thin and weak. Then at last she heard of him through a messenger sent from the army to bear news to the daimyo. And once again a letter was brought to her by another messenger, and thereafter there came no word. Long is a year to one who waits, and the year passed, and he did not return. Other seasons passed, and still he did not come. He did not come. I need the cyberpunk noise as just like a soundboard thing that I can have. He won the try not to come game. And then he died. That's what happens. Remember, Chad, if anyone challenges you to a try not to come challenge, it's a trick. If you win, you die. Death by blue ball. So unhorny he died. Blue balls so blue that they turned purple. They turned into grapefruits. Other seasons passed, and still he did not come. And she thought him dead, and she sickened and lay down and died and was buried. Then her old parents, who had no other child, grieved unspeakably, and came to hate their home for their lonesomeness of it. After a time they resolved to sell all they had, and to set out upon Sengaji, the great pilgrimage to the 1,000 temples of the Nichiren-shu, which requires many years to perform. So they sold their small house with all that it contained, excepting the ancestral tablets and the holy things which must never be sold, and the ihai of their buried daughter, which were placed, according to the custom of those about to leave their native place, in the family temple. Now the family was of the Nichiren-shu, and their temple was Miyokoji. I cast cum in your pants. Fuck. At this rate, you do need it for the soundboard. I need to get a soundboard. I need to find like a good way to do that. So by the way, I did mess around with like adding sound alerts that you could use bits for to like play funny little noises, but I don't know. I wasn't sure how I felt about them. I felt like they might be just a little too distracting and disruptive, but given what I've seen out of this stream so far, that's the fucking that's the order of the day. Please don't trust us with sound alerts. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not. I don't trust you with sound alerts. Galaxy made his sound alerts free on his channel, and it was chaos. Absolute goddamn chaos. And he's still gonna keep it on like a madman. You should trust us with sound alerts. I do not. I do not trust you with sound alerts. I refuse to trust you with sound alerts. They had been gone only 4 days when the young man who had been betrothed to their daughter returned to the city. He had attempted, with the permission of his master, to fulfill his promise, but the provinces upon his way were full of war, and the roads and passes were guarded by troops, and he had been long delayed by many difficulties. And when he heard of his misfortune, he sickened for grief, and many days remained without knowledge of anything, like one about to die. But when he began to recover his strength, all the pain of the memory came back again, and he regretted that he had not died. Then he resolved to kill himself upon the grave of his betrothed, and as soon as he was able to go out unobserved, he took his sword and went to the cemetery where the girl was buried. It is a lonesome place, the cemetery of Miyokoji. There he found her tomb and knelt before it, and prayed, and wept, and whispered to her that which he was about to do. And suddenly he heard her voice cry to him, "Anata!" and felt her hand upon his hand, and he turned and saw her kneeling beside him, smiling and beautiful as he remembered her, only a little pale. Then his heart leaped, so that he could not speak for the wonder and the doubt and the joy of the moment. But she said, "Do not doubt, it is really I. I am not dead. It was all a mistake. I was buried because my people thought me dead, buried too soon, and my own parents thought me dead and went upon a pilgrimage. Yet you see, I am not dead, not a ghost. It is I, do not doubt it, and I have seen your heart, and that was worth all the waiting and the pain. But now let us go away at once to another city, so that people may not know this thing and trouble us, for all still believed me dead. Yo, you're a imposter. This is a fucking, that's a fucking sussy ass imposter. Fool, I am the jizz wizard. I'm so good with sound alerts, trust me. Absolutely not. She's made of candy. Who knows, maybe. I flipped through some of these stories and some of their shit gets absolutely, 90-degree turn. But this feels kind of sus. This feels a little sus to me. I think it's sussy. And they went away, no one observing them. And they went even to the village of Minobu, which is the province of Kai. For there is a famous temple of the Nichiren Shu in that place. And the girl had said, I know that in the course of their pilgrimage my parents will surely visit Minobu, so that if we dwell there, they will find us, and we shall be all again together. And when they came to Minobu, she said, Let us open a little shop. And they opened a little food shop on the wide way leading to the holy place. And there they sold cakes for children and toys and food for pilgrims. For 2 years they so lived and prospered, and there was a son born to them. Wow, okay, hold on there. You hold your horses, story. You're telling me that this dude was like, oh man, I came back from war, but my girlfriend, she's fucking dead, and he's like, I'm gonna go unalive myself, and then he gets to the shrine, and he gets to her grave where he's gonna be like, I'm gonna do a big unalive. And then she just shows up, and she's just there, and she's like, hey, honey, no, it's fine. Look, I'm right here. Wee! They totally buried me prematurely, but I'm actually fine. Wee! Let's go see my parents. They're gonna be in somewhere. Let's go find them. And then they found them, and then everything was just fine. And then they opened a shop, and then they had a kid together. And it's like, wait a minute. That's a lot to gloss over. I feel like there's a lot of information that needs to be communicated here. I feel like I zone out occasionally and just, wait, what? They really just, it's because, when you see your dead kid come back to life, you're just like, oh, hey, how you doing? All right, let's start a ramen shop. Because that's how that works. Now when the child was a year and 2 months old, the parents of the wife came in the course of their pilgrimage to Minobu, and they stopped at the little shop to buy food. And seeing their daughter's betrothed, they cried out and wept and asked, wait, hold on a minute. That's not the way it was phrased. Wait a minute. Okay, so they got to Minobu, and then they set up a shop, and then they had a kid, but the parents haven't been there this whole time. The parents are just now showing up. Okay. And then they were all ghosts, and then a skeleton popped out. And seeing their daughter's betrothed, they cried out and wept and asked questions. Then he made them enter, and bowed down before them, and astonished them, saying, Truly as I speak it, your daughter is not dead. And she is my wife, and we have a son. And she is even now within the farther room, lying down with the child. I pray you go in at once and gladden her, for her heart longs for the moment of seeing you again. So while he busied himself in making all things ready for their comfort, they entered the inner room very softly, the mother first. They found the child asleep, but the mother they did not find. She seemed to have gone out for a little while only. Her pillow was still warm. They waited long for her. Then they began to seek her, but never was she seen again. And they understood only when they found beneath the coverings which had covered their mother and child something which they remembered having left years before in the temple of Myokoji, a little mortuary tablet, the ihai of their buried daughter. I suppose I must have looked thoughtful after this tale, for the old man said, "Perhaps the master honorably thinks thinks concerning fuck. Perhaps the master honorably thinks concerning the story that it is foolish. Nay, Kinjuro, the story is in my heart." Hold on a second. Hold on a second. It's time for I gotta dust off. I gotta dust off this little chestnut.
What the hell was that? What the hell was that?
Okay. Okay. All right. He fucked a ghost. He got free ghost sex from ghostsex.com. Okay. So I love how the first story had like nothing to do with the second story, but both were still in the same story. She was so sad. She came back to life, but she vanished when her parents were near. I mean, yo, sometimes, you be a girl and you're like, oh man, I really don't want to deal with my parents. They're not going to approve of anything. Oh man, my parents aren't going to approve. My parents are not going to approve of me being a ghost. Oh god. Oh, I do not want to have this conversation. Oh, I'm getting out of here. Have you ever been so sad that you stopped being a girl? I have. Oh, okay. Oh, same. Yo, mood. Have you ever been so sad that you just stopped being gender? Hey, yo, there's something outside. Yeah, it's the Genshin Impact. It's the Gachapon. It's the Gubber Bubber. It's the Gaboobler. I keep forgetting the name of it. Hold on. The Gabu the Gibbo Gabbo Gabbo. The Gaboobulon. The Japanese skeleton demon. The Gashadokuro. Gashadokuro. Oh, posture. I'm posturing. I'm posturing. I'm checking my posture. My posture's getting so checked right now. I'm also gonna nobody redeem stretch, but I'm stretching anyway because I want to stretch. How's Dunny and stories? Dunny is okay. Stories are. I don't know. They're not bad, but like, I'm hoping that we get to some more like wacky nonsense soon. Stretch good. The stories are whack. Yeah, because there was like half of the first story was about a lady tricking another dude into eating a baby made of candy. And then the second one was about a dude who was really sad that his wife died, but then his wife came back as a ghost. And then they had a kid together. And then at some point her parents show up and they're like, oh, we would really love to see our daughter. And then they go in and the daughter just sort of like dissipates into nothing, but the kid is still there, which implies that he procreated with a ghost and now he has a ghost child because anyway. Like you wouldn't fuck a ghost. Fair point. Given the opportunity. If a ghost was consenting. All right, let's try another one. This is called The Dream of a Summer Day. As an introvert, I also fear summer days. The hotel seemed to me a paradise, and the maids thereof celestial beings. This was because I had just fled away from one of the open ports, where I had ventured to seek comfort in a European hotel, supplied with all the modern improvements, to find myself at ease once more in a yukata, seated upon cool, soft matting, waited upon by sweet-voiced girls, and surrounded by things of beauty, was therefore like a redemption from all the sorrows of the 19th century. Bamboo shoots and lotus bulbs were given me for breakfast. They were given me. They given me. And a fan from heaven for a keepsake. The design upon that fan represented only the white rushing burst of one great wave on a beach, and seabirds shooting in exultation through the blue overhead. But to behold it was worth all the trouble of the journey. It was a glory of light, a thunder of motion, a triumph of sea wind, all in one. It made me want to shout when I looked at it. This dude loves this van. He got a hand fan and he was like, this is the best shit I have ever had. This shit fucking rules. Between the Saturn balcony pillars, I could see the course of the pretty gray town following the shore sweep, and yellow lazy junks asleep at anchor, and the opening of the bay between enormous green cliffs, and beyond it the blaze of summer to the horizon. In that horizon there were mountain shapes faint as old memories, and all things but the gray town, the yellow junks, and the green cliffs were blue. Then a voice softly toned as wind bell began to tinkle. It began to tinkle. Hold on, I see the hydrate redeem. Hold on. Sippy water for me, I drink. Then a voice softly toned as a wind bell began to tinkle words of courtesy into my reverie, and broke it. And I perceived that the mistress of the palace had come to thank me for the shadai, which is a little gift of money, always made to a hotel by the guest shortly after his arrival. I need a little shadai. I need a little gift of money, or I will die. I prostrated myself before her. She was very young, and more than pleasant to look upon, like the moth maidens, like the butterfly women of Kunisada. And I thought at once of death, for the beautiful is sometimes a sorrow of anticipation. She asked whither I honorably intended to go, that she might order a kuruma for me. And I made answer, to Kumamoto. But the name of your house I much wish to know, that I may always hold on, I goofed that sentence completely. To Kumamoto, but the name of your house I much wish to know, that I may always remember it. My guest rooms, she said, are augustly insignificant, and my maidens honorably rude. But the house is called the House of Urashima, and now I go to order a kuruma. What the hell's a kuruma? Kuruma, nakata, mama, potato, that's a tomato, baba, scoodooboo, hey, scooby-doo, boo-doo. What the hell's a kuruma? That's a car. I don't think she got him a car. I don't think this is what she got him. Kuruma, that's a car. What the hell's a kuruma? A kuruma. That's what it is. That's what the hell it is, but like not a car though. Kuruma, but not a car. Kuruma item. Is it food? Is it food? Kuruma, Japan. Kuruma, Japan. Kuruma, Japan. Is this a kuruma? Is it? Oh, is the kuruma is a kuruma like the yeah? It's this thing. It's when you're riding on a thing and a guy pulls you around on it. Okay. Now I know. Kuruma Naruto. Kuruma, yeah, it's a little riding taxi. Okay. I should probably look at the chat more, but I also think it's funnier if I just completely go off on a tangent and try to Google it. The music of her voice passed, and I felt enchantment falling all about me, like the thrilling of a ghostly web, for the name was the name of a story of a song that bewitches men. Once you hear the story, you will never be able to forget it. Every summer when I find myself on the coast, especially of very soft, still days, it haunts me most persistently. There are many native versions of it which have been the inspiration for countless works of art, but the most impressive and the most ancient is found in the Manyefushifu. Manye Fushifu, a collection of poems dating from the 5th to the 9th century. From this ancient version of the great scholar Aston translated into prose, and the great scholar Chamberlain into both prose and verse. But for English readers, I think the most charming form of it is the Chamberlain's version written for children in the Japanese fairy tale series, because of the delicious colored pictures by native artists. Delicious colored... delicious colored pictures. I dare you to have Google Translate up to say the hard words. Done. It's up. Hold on. Detect language. Japanese. Okay, it's up. I have it available. When art good, you eat it. How long until break? I guesstimate 2 hours from now. Let's see. I'm gonna give it like another 15 minutes. We'll keep going for like another 15 minutes, and then we'll take a break. We'll take a snack break, because that'll put us at the an hour and a half mark. Collection, delicious pictures, so tasty. Put them in my mouth. I chew them up. I go num 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 num. With that little books before me, I shall try to tell the legend over again in my own words. 1416 years ago, the fisher boy Urashima Taro left the shore of Suminoi in his boat. Summer days were... Oh, wait, no, you wanted me to hit... Hold on. You wanted me to use Google Translate. You wanted me to do that. You asked for this. You wanted me to do it. Suminoi. How do we say it?
Suminoye.
Wait, what?
Suminoye.
Suminoye. Now that I think about... Hold on a second. I want to find it. Hold on. I want to mess with this other funny word from earlier. Man ye fu shifu.
Manye fushifu.
Manye fushifu. Oh, okay, so I had that right. I was right. I was smart. I'm good at reading words. No break time, no breakdown. Okay, anyway. Summer days were then as now, all drowsy and tender blue, with only some light, pure white clouds hanging over the mirror of the sea. Then, too, were the hills the same, far blue soft shapes melting into the blue sky, and the winds were lazy. And presently the boy, also lazy, let his boat drift as he fished. It was a queer boat, unpainted and rudderless, of the shape you probably never saw. It was also just gay as hell. It was 100% queer. But still, after 1400 years, there are such boats to be seen in front of the ancient fishing hamlets of the coast of the Sea of Japan. After long waiting, Urashima caught something and drew it up to him, but he found it was only a tortoise. Okay. Now a tortoise is sacred to the dragon god of the sea, and the pure... Wait a minute, no, but you can't... Wait a minute, no, wait. Tortoises... Wait. Tortoises... Tortoise go on land. Turtle go in water. Tortoise land, turtle water. Also, how you catch tortoise with fishing rod. Tortoises can do water for a little bit. Tortoises can have a little water as a treat. Sorry, my brain just because I thought of like desert tortoises and I was like, how the fuck, how did you do that? How did you find a desert tortoise out in the water? And then I remembered tortoises are an animal that exists in other places. Tortoises can do water. The box turtle is technically a tortoise, I think. Wait until Dunny learns about forest tarantulas. Oh, but big spiders can exist wherever they want to. Tortoises in water is a video game trope. Okay, fair enough. Look, none of you went into this stream expecting me to be smart or knowledgeable, okay? You came to watch me. You came to listen to some top-tier quality bullshitting my way through classic literature. That's what you're here for. They're dogs. No, they're turtles. They're tortoises, stupid. You're plenty smart, and I want to scritch you under the chin. I'll scritch you like, okay. I'm here for the bullshit. Damn right you are. Now, a tortoise is sacred to the dragon god of the sea, and the period of its natural life is 1,000, some say 10,000 years, so that to kill it is very wrong. The boy gently unfastened the creature from his line and set it free, with a prayer to the gods. But he caught nothing more. And the day was very warm, and the sea and air and all things were very, very silent. And a great drowsiness grew upon him, and he slept in his drifting boat. Then out of the dreaming of the sea rose up a beautiful girl, just as you can see her in the picture to Professor Chamberlain's Urashima, robed in crimson and blue, with long black hair flowing down her back even to her feet, after the fashion of a prince's daughter 1,400 years ago. Gliding over the waters she came, softly as air. Gliding over the waters she came, softly as air. And she soon stood above the sleeping boy in the boat, and woke him with a light touch, and said, "A man has fallen into the river in Lego City!" She gently caressed him, and then said, "Never going to give you up, never going to let you down." Chat, what did she say? Chat, okay, you're a boy on a little boat, and a ghost girl is waking you up, and she whispers in your ear. What does she say? God forbid we didn't do anything. Whoa, wow, you're really sunburned. Holy shit. Bro, sunblock, please. Sunscreen. SPF anything. You're burning. Chat, come on. Say some funny shit for me. Make content. I'm here to tell you about your boat's extended warranty. Boo. You're like all blister. You're like one giant blister. That's gross. I'm leaving. And then she went back into the water, and she's like, "No, we're doing that." So, Ghost Girl comes up to you in your boat with the voice of Patrick Warburton, and is just like, "So, come here often?" Ghost Girl comes up to you in your boat, is like, "Hey, Peter. You're on a boat in the middle of the Japanese Ocean. Hey, Peter. Have you heard of Final Fantasy XIV with the free 60-day trial?" You do a very good Patrick Warburton voice. Thank you. That's why I gave Blue Star that voice when we're reading Warrior Cats, because I love doing it. "I swear I'm not the tortoise you let go. Now let's fuck." I meant to redeem buff for the zoom in. Well, nonetheless, I'll stretch for you, but then I'm also going to put the buff on. Where is it? Hold on. I lost it. Where is it? Now what if this wakes you up on your ghost boat? How do you feel about that shit? A buff slime comes to you on your boat. What does he say? He says, "Yo, I know a nice little Vietnamese place. Do you want to get soup with me?" It's the tortoise. I'll fuck it. Nut. Buff. Nut. Oh, fuck. Okay. Hold on, let's keep going for like another 5 minutes, then we'll take a break. I'll leave the buff on. Oh, okay. Do not be surprised. My father, the Dragon King of the Sea, sent me to you because of your kind heart. You saved a turtle. No, I'm sorry. You saved a tortoise. That entitles you to one sex with mermaid. Because of your kind heart. For today you set free a tortoise, and now we will go to my father's palace in the island where the summer never dies, and I will be your flower wife if you wish, and we shall live there happily forever. I will be your flower wife. It's different than a regular wife because I have a flower. Mermaid, I'll take a fin job. And Urashima wondered more and more as he looked upon her, for she was more beautiful than any human being, and he could not but love her. Then she took one oar, and she took another, and they rowed away together. She rowed the boat for him. She was like, no, you saved a tortoise. I'm rowing this boat. This one is sad as fuck. Oh no. Oh no, wait, okay, wait. No, she took one oar, he took the other, they rowed together. Okay, I'm sorry. I read that incorrectly. Just as you may still see, off the far western coast, wife and husband rowing together, when the fishing boats flit into the evening gold. They rowed away softly and swiftly over the silent blue water down into the south, till they came to the island where summer never dies, and to the palace of the Dragon King of the Sea. Okay, this is a weird passage that's here next. In brackets, it says, "Here the text of the little book suddenly shrinks away as you read, and faint blue ripplings flood the page, and beyond them, in the fairy horizon, you can see the long, low, soft shore, 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 long, low, soft shore of the island, and peaked roofs rising through the evergreen foliage, the roofs of the sea god's palace, like the palace of the Mikado Yuriaku 1416 years ago." Are you trying to tell, is the story trying to tell me what to imagine? The story is like, no, I don't trust you to figure it out. I'm telling you what to imagine. Don't you dare fuck it up. The story is intruding. The story is intruding upon me telling it. There strange servitors came to receive them in robes of ceremony, creatures of the sea, who paid greeting to Urashima and the son-in-law of the Dragon King. So the sea god's daughter became the bride of Urashima, and it was a bridal of wondrous splendor, and the dragon palace there was great rejoicing. And each day for Urashima there were new wonders and new pleasures, wonders of the deepest deep brought up by the servants of the ocean god, pleasures of that enchanted land where summer never dies, and so 3 years had passed. But in spite of all these things, the fisher boy felt always a heaviness in his heart when he thought of his parents waiting alone, so that at last he prayed his bride to let him go home for a little while only, just to say one word to his father and mother, after which he would hasten back to her. He wanted to go home and just be like, "Mom, Dad, I forgot what I was going to say." That's it. And then he leaves. He shows up and he's like, I forgot what I was going to talk about. Okay, bye. Turn into sea foam. Cast spell of turn you into sea foam. Oh, wait, unless he's gonna turn... he's gonna turn into sea foam. Mom, this is my turtle wife, Venus de Milo. Mom, please say hello to my turtle wife. Please be nice to her. She's very, very sensitive about being a turtle. In fact, it would be better if you just don't mention it at all. At these words, she began to weep, and for a long time she continued to weep silently. Then she said to him, "Since you wish to go, of course you must go. I fear you're going very much. I fear we shall never see each other again. But I will give you a little box to take with you. It will help you to come back to me if you do what if you will do what I tell you. Do not open it. Above all things, do not open it, no matter what may happen, because if you open it, you will never be able to come back, and you will never see me again." Then she gave him a little lacquered box tied about with a silken cord, and in brackets, "And that box can be seen unto this day in the temple of Kanagawa by the seashore, and the priests there also keep Urashima Taro's fishing line and some strange jewels where he brought back with him from the realm of the Dragon King. Come and visit. Only $9.99, $5.99 for children." But Urashima comforted his bride and promised her never, ever to open the box, never even to loosen the silken string. Then he passed away through the summer light over the ever-sleeping sea, and the shape of the island where summer never dies faded behind him like a dream, and he saw again before him the blue mountains of Japan, sharpening in the white glow of the northern horizon. Again at last he glided into his native bay, again he stood upon its beach, but as he looked there came upon him a great bewilderment, a weird doubt. For the place was at once the same and yet not the same. The cottage of his fathers had disappeared. There was a village, but the shapes of the houses were all strange, and the trees were strange, and the fields, and even the faces of the people. Nearly all remembered landmarks were gone. The Shinto temple appeared to have been rebuilt in a new place. The woods had vanished from the neighboring slopes. Only the voice of the little stream flowing through the settlement and the forms of the mountains were still the same. All else was unfamiliar and new. In vain he tried to find the dwelling of his parents, and the fisher-folk stared wonderingly at him, and he could not remember having ever seen any of those faces before. There came along a very old man leaning on a stick, and Urashima asked him the way to the house of the Urashima family. But the old man looked quite astonished, and made him repeat the question many times, and then cried out, "Urashima Taro! Where do you come from that you do not know the story, Urashima Taro? Why, it is more than 400 years since he was drowned, and a monument is erected to his memory in the graveyard. The graves of all his people are in the graveyard, the old graveyard which is not now used any more. Urashima Taro, how can you be so foolish as to ask where his house is?" And the old man hobbled on, laughing at the simplicity of the questioner. But Urashima went to the village graveyard, the old graveyard that was not used any more, and there he found his own tombstone, and the tombstones of his father, and his mother, and his kindred, and the tombstones of so many others he had known. So old they were, so moss-eaten, that it was very hard to read the names upon them. Then he knew himself the victim of some strange illusion, and he took his way back to the beach, always carrying in his hand the telegraph... But wait a minute. There we go. So, because, always carrying in his hand, and then I skipped 2 pages, and the next word was telegraph poles, and I was like, wait, that's not right. He's not carrying telegraph poles. Carrying the box, the gift of the sea god's daughter. But what was this illusion? What could be in the box? Or might not that which was in the box be cause of the illusion? Hold on, I went cross-eyed. Or might not that which was in the box be the cause of the illusion? Doubt mastered faith. Recklessly he broke the promise he made to his beloved. He loosened the silken cord. He opened the box. Doing the one thing that his beloved said, "Hey, don't do this, or you cannot come back, you stupid idiot." Instantly, without any sound, there burst from it a white, cold, spectral vapor that rose in the air like a summer cloud, and began to drift away swiftly into the south over the silent sea. There was nothing else in the box, and Urashima then knew that he had destroyed his own happiness, and he could never again return to his beloved, the daughter of the Ocean King. so that he wept and cried out cried out bitterly in despair. Yet for a moment only, in another, he himself was changed. An icy chill shot through his blood. His teeth fell out, his face shriveled, his hair turned white as snow. His limbs withered, his strength ebbed. He sank down lifeless on the sand, crushed by the weight of 400 winters. That's rough, buddy. Now in the official annals of the emperors it is written that in the 21st year of the Mikado Yurikaru, the boy Urashima of Midzunoe, in the district of Yosa, in the province of Tongo, a descendant of the divinity Shimonemi, went to Elysium in a fishing boat. And then, after this, there is no more news of Urashima during the reigns of 31 emperors and empresses, that is, from the 5th until the 9th century. And then the annals announce that in the 2nd year of Tenshio, in the reign of Mikado Gonjua, the boy Urashima returned, and presently departed again. None knew whither. There is apparently a little more to this story, but it is now time for a break. It's time for a snack. It's time for snacks. It's time for snacks. It's time for a break. Time for a break, everybody. How you feel about that? Y'all good? Y'all good with that? Y'all good for a break? Have some gummies. You want some gummies? You want some food gummy? I pull out some food gummy for you. I pull out food gummy. Time travel backlash, dork. There we go. I give you, chat. Have some gummies. Have some gummos, chat. All right. I'm gonna go grab some snacks. I'm gonna leave you on the break time screen, and I'm gonna turn the music back on. And I'm gonna mute my microphone so you can't hear me tromping around and munching. Music's super loud. Better? Sorry about that. That's better? Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. All right. I think I'm good. That's what. Yeah, I had it on the right one. Okay. I've had a snack. I had myself a snack. I polished off a tube of tater chips. Tater chips. I had a cookie. I had my usual my stream fruit gummy. My stream fruit gummy. Gotta have the fruit gummy. Meat tube? No, that'll be dinner for later. I have taquitos in the freezer. I'm gonna make those for dinner. Fruit gummy. Delicious fruit gummy. Gotta have the fruit gummy. I'm gonna turn off buff now. Do not let that dissuade you from turning it back on in the future if you wish. Meat gummy? I don't want meat gummy. I have seen gelatinous meat goop at like the bottom of a thing, and it is like not it's not desirable. Understandable, the muscles rust relax. Exactly, Chad. I can't be flexing all the time. I can't just do that. Meat gummies? You mean spam? Meat gummy is like head cheese. Oh. Yes, let's look at cool. I don't want to think about that. We're gonna look at cool rocks now. We're gonna look at some cool rocks instead of whatever the hell we're talking about now. It's more of a meat conglomerate. How y'all doing? Y'all doing good, chat? Y'all having a decent time? Bring out the slimes. Bring out the slimes. Here they are. If I can't make them move on their own, I will move them for them. By the way, if any of you were wondering, the other redeem called Make It Creepy, that's this. If you ever want to make it creepy, this is what that does. I like to imagine you making these sounds as the little guys are pattering across the floor. My heart cannot take the creepy. I thought it was for the thing outside. Yeah, that one's there's something outside. Yeah, the Make It Creepy is this. I don't know that I'll always have this available, but I figured I'd have this available for when we're reading like scary stuff. I had this in like a GIF version, and it was gonna like flicker, and these things would move. But it looked like ass. Like, it did not work. And it was really ugly, so it's just a semi-transparent PNG. Oh, thought it was, like, for monochrome, not monochrome. Yeah, but I thought you could switch the thing outside between creepy and silly when it's outside. But yeah, so... Yep, no. The thing outside is always going to be... just like a turn it on, make it go away. And then Make It Creepy is like make the scene creepy. Just put a little hat on the thing outside. Somehow I didn't realize this is monochrome until just now. Yeah, because like, let's see. Properties. Where is it? This is how it looks used. This is how it looks like on any other day. Put a little bird on it. Put a bird on it. This is how it looks on most days. I put it in color. And then I have it in monochrome for today since we're doing, like, classic stuff. I kind of like the monochrome personally because I feel like it makes everything, like, really stand out when there's colors. Also, it looks good with this. with these things that are just all over the joint. Woo, wah, wee, woo, ha, hoo, hee, hoo, wah, hoo, hee, ha, wah. Anyway. Spooped. Get spooped. You've been spooped, chat. Alright. Speaking of getting spooped. Boop. By the way, okay, hold on. Before I continue, how are we feeling about this? How are you guys liking this so far? Are we enjoying ourselves with it, or would you all like me to switch to something else? Because I don't mind. Okay, I'm enjoying myself. I'm doing perfectly fine. But I do want to make sure that we don't have another like Lovecraftian type of situation where it's like too dry. Loving the stream, the book itself seems kind of mid. I think it's fine. Okay, that's fair enough. I will make it funny. That's the goal. And I'm the one who will make the funnies and make it good. Finish this story? Okay. All right. We need a novelization of Dunny's streams. And then the slime proceeded to try and pronounce a word 5 times fast for the next 2 minutes. So, next chunk of the dream of a summer day. The fairy mistress came back to tell me that everything was ready, and tried to lift my valise with her slender hands, which I prevented her from doing, because it was heavy. Then she laughed, but would not suffer that I should carry it myself, and summoned a sea creature with Chinese characters upon its back. I made obeisance. That probably means like obedient. That's probably some kind of fancy old way of saying obedience, right? Obeisance. 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 When your ants are busy, that's obeisance. Oh my ants are so fucking busy. A gesture expressing deferential respect such as a bow or curtsy. Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Obeisance. I give you obeisance. I do a cute little bow in your direction that makes you feel big and tall and strong and cool. I made obeisance to her, and she prayed me to remember the unworthy house despite the rudeness of the maidens. And you will pay the kurumaya, she said, only 75 sen. Then I slipped into the vehicle, and in a few minutes the little gray town had vanished behind the curve. Oh, right, this was the guy who was initially, like, at the beginning of the story, who's like, yeah, I went to this nice little place, and then I was like, hey, can I have a rickshaw? And they were like, yeah, I'll summon one. And he's like, I'm gonna go off on this completely unrelated story now. Then I slipped into the vehicle, and in a few minutes the little gray town had vanished behind a curve. I was rolling along a white road overlooking the shore, to the right where pale brown cliffs, to the left only space and sea. Wow, imagine that, a storyteller going on tangents. Gee, who would do that? What kind of person who tries to tell stories for a living would get distracted and start telling other stories in the middle of the story? You know, I've discovered that there's a way that I can just zoom in on my face whenever I want to. But I think it's really funny that I have to actually really, really commit to making myself big size and shrinking myself. For some reason, I find that really fucking funny. Mile after mile I rolled along that shore, looking into the infinite light. All was steeped in blue, a marvelous blue, like that which comes and goes in the heart of a great shell. Glowing blue sea met hollow blue sky in a brightness of electric fusion, and vast blue apparitions, the mountains of Higo, angled up through the blaze like masses of amethyst. What a blue transparency! The universal color was broken only by the dazzling white of a few high summer clouds, motionlessly curled above one phantom peak in the offing. They threw down their water snowy tremulous lights. Midges of ships creeping far away seemed to pull long threads after them. The only sharp lines in all that hazy glory. But what divine clouds! White purified spirits of clouds resting on their way to the beatitude of nirvana. Yo, yo girl, I got a beatitude for you right here. Pants grab. I got some beatitude for you right here. It's my wiener. Resting on their way to the beatitude of nirvana. Or perhaps the mists escaped from Urashima's box 1,000 years ago. My Discord just went off, and I am gonna start ignoring it, because I'm pretty sure that it is like a notification for a different streamer that is, yeah, it's 100% what it is. I gotta stop getting punked by that. I'll hear a Discord notification go off, and I'll be like, who the fuck is trying to contact me? And I'm like, well, it's just another Discord that I'm in telling me they're live. Anyway. Or perhaps the mist escaped from Urashima's box 1,000 years ago. The gnat of the soul of me flitted out into the dream of blue twixt the sea and sun, hummed back to the shore of Suminoe, through the luminous ghosts of 1,400 summers. Vaguely, I felt beneath me the drifting of a keel. It was the time of Mikado Yuryaku, and the daughter of the Dragon King said tinklingly, "Now we will go to my father's palace where it is always blue." "Why always blue?" I asked. "Because," she said, "I put all the clouds into the box, but I must go home." I answered resolutely. Then she said, "You will pay the kurumaya only 75 sen." Wherewith I woke to Doyo, or the period of greatest heat, in the 26th year of Meiji, and saw proof of the era in a line of telegraph poles reaching out of sight on the land side of the way. The Kuruma was still fleeing by the shore, before the same blue vision of sky, peak, and sea, but the white clouds were gone, and there were no more cliffs close to the road, but fields of rice and of barley stretching to far-off hills. The telegraph lines absorbed my attention for a moment, because on top of the wire, I was doing that thing where I run with my little fingers, with like my index and my middle finger, and I make him run and hop over things as my vehicle is moving really fast, and then he goes like You know that thing you do when you're a kid and you're bored during a car trip and you just imagine a little jumping man. The telegraph lines absorbed my attention for a moment, because on the top wire, and only on the top wire, hosts of little birds were perched, all with their heads to the road, and nowise disturbed by our coming. They remained quite still, looking down upon us as mere passing phenomena. There were hundreds and hundreds in rank, for miles and miles, and I could not see one having its tail turned to the road. Why they sat thus, and what they were watching or waiting for, I could not guess. At intervals I waved my hat and shouted, to startle the ranks, because I'm an asshole and I just want to startle birds for no reason. Whereupon a few would rise up fluttering and chippering, and drop back again on the wire in the same position as before. The vast majority refused to take me seriously. Man, these birds won't take me seriously at all. Hold on. You know what birds are intimidated by? You know what birds are intimidated by? This buff physique. When you buff as fuck. now I can tell those birds to fuck right off. Fly off and fuck away, you feathered motherfuckers. Anyway. This is a good bit. Everybody laugh at it. Do it now. Buff Moth approved. The sharp rattle of the wheels was drowned by a deep booming, and as we whirled past a village, I caught sight of an immense drum under an open shed, beaten by naked men. "Oh, Kurumaya," I shouted. What is it?" He, without stopping, shouted back. "Everywhere now the same thing is. Much time in rain has not been seen, so gods to prayers are made." And drums are, by the way, that sentence is exactly the way it sounded. So the gods to prayers are made. But there's like a hyphen between gods and to. So it's like, so the gods to, one word. Prayers are made. And drums are beaten. We flashed through other villages, and I saw and heard more drums of various sizes, and from hamlets invisible, over miles of parching rice fields, yet other drums, like echoings, responded. One of them kind of sounded like the opening to Hot for Teacher. This bit has gone on about 3 seconds longer than it needed to. Anyway. Thus, I began to think about Urashima again. I thought of the pictures and poems and proverbs recording the influence of the legend upon the imagination of a race. I thought of an Izumo dancing girl I saw at a banquet acting the part of Urashima, with a little lacquered box whence there issued at the tragical minute a mist of Kyoto's incense. I thought about the antiquity of the beautiful dance, and therefore about vanished generations of dancing girls, and therefore about dust in the abstract, which again led me to think of dust in the concrete, as bestirred by the sandals of the Kurumaya, to whom I was to pay only 75 sen. You know, because a fish girl told me so in a dream. Sir, excuse me. It's time to pay the fare. So a fish girl in my dream told me I only have to pay you this much. Excuse me? Yeah, see, she was the daughter of the ocean dragon god. She says I get a discount. Yeah. So, that's all you're getting. Sir, I am going to harm you. No, anyway. The stories are spiraling shut. Right. And I wondered how much of it might be old human dust, and whether in the eternal order of things the motion of hearts might be of more consequence than the motion of dust. Then my ancestral morality took alarm, and I tried to persuade myself that a story which had lived for 1,000 years, gaining fresher charm with the passing of every century, could only have survived by virtue of some truth in it. But what truth? For the time being, I could find no answer to this question. Human dust. I got your human dust right here, pants. Wait a minute. I got your human dust right here. Grabs my pants and then just like I unzip my zipper and then just like a puff of dust comes out. It's good bit, good joke. Laugh at it. Do it now. The heat had become very great, and I cried, "O Kurumaya, the throat of selfishness is dry. Water desirable is." He, still running, answered, Motherfucker, you're the one who's hot? You're the one who's boiling in the fucking sun? I'm the one who has to run your ass all over this fucking place. I have to carry the cart and your ass. You think you get to fucking complain about it? I'm the one pulling this fucking cart. How about I fucking tip it over and dunk you in the ocean if that's what you want? You want to fucking cool down? How about that? He, still running, answered, The village of the long beach inside of, not far, a great gush water is. The pure August water will be given. I cried again. Oh, Kurumaya, those little birds as for, why this way always facing? He, running still more swiftly, responded, all birds wind too, facing sit. Why is everybody Yoda all of a sudden? Everybody is suddenly speaking in a very Yoda-esque cadence. I laughed first at my own simplicity, then at my forgetfulness, remembering I had been told the same thing, somewhere or other, when I was a boy. Perhaps the mystery of Urashima might also have been created by forgetfulness. I thought again about Urashima, because this is pretty much all I'm doing now. I got a long Kuruma ride to the next town, so all I'm thinking about is just, this one particular thing. I thought again about Urashima. I saw the daughter of the Dragon King waiting vainly in the palace made beautiful for his welcome, and the pitiless return of the cloud announcing what had happened, and the loving uncouth sea creatures in their garments of great ceremony trying to comfort her. But in the real story there was nothing of all this, and the pity of the people seemed to be all for Urashima, and I began to discourse with myself thus. Is it right to pity Urashima at all? Of course, he was bewildered by the gods, but who is not bewildered by the gods? They just do that. It's what they do. Oh no, the stream, I see you. You're getting crunchy. You're getting crunchy. Stop it. Stop being crunchy. I'm looking at you. I'm looking. Are you behaving? Are you behaving, stream? I'm looking at you. I'm watching you. You better behave. You're still a little weird. You're still being a little strange. You're being a little funky. There it goes, much better. Okay. Bug me again if it goes. I still feel like it's looking a little chunky on my end. I mean, this is mostly audio based, so it doesn't really matter if it looks like shit, but still. But yeah, keep an eye on it. Tell me again if it looks like fucking bollocks. Right. But who is not bewildered by the gods? Because they just do that. They bewilder people. That's like their whole deal. What is life itself but a bewilderment? And Urashima, in his bewilderment, doubted the purpose of the gods and opened the box. Then he died without any trouble, and the people built a shrine to him as Urashima Mihojin. Why then so much pity? Things are quite differently managed in the West. After disobeying Western gods, we have to still remain alive and to learn the height and the breadth and the depth of superlative sorrow. We are not allowed to die quite comfortably just at the best possible time, much less are we suffered to become, after death, small gods in our own right. How can we pity the folly of Urashima after he had lived so long alone with visible gods? Perhaps the fact we do may answer this riddle. This pity must be self-pity, wherefore the legend may be the legend of a myriad souls. The thought of it comes just as a particular time of blue light and soft wind, and always like an old reproach. It has too intimate relation to a season, and the feeling of a season not to be also related to something real in one's life, or in the lives of one's ancestors. But what was that real something? Who was the daughter of the Dragon King? Where was the island of unending summer? And what was the cloud in the box? I cannot answer all those questions. I know this only, which is not at all new. I have no fucking clue what anything I have just said means. No. I have a memory of a place and a magical time in which the sun and moon were larger and brighter than now. Whether it was of this life or of some life before, I cannot tell. But I know the sky was very much more blue and nearer to the world, almost as it seems to become above the masts of a steamer steaming into equatorial summer. The sea was alive and used to talk, and the wind made me cry out for joy when it touched me. Once or twice during other years in divine days lived among the peaks, I have dreamed just for a moment that the same wind was blowing, but it was only a remembrance. Give Chat a gun. Oh, Chat gets a gun. Chat's getting bored, so Chat gets a gun to play with. Oh, the snacks are in the way. Hold on. Here you go. Here you go, Chat. Here you go, Chat. You get to have some fruit snacks and a gun. Play nice. Play nice while Slime Dad reads his stories. I also see the hydrate. Hold on. Do me big drinkos. Hello, Infinite. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm enjoy the story. Enjoying the story. Where was I? Also in that place, the clouds were wonderful, and of colors for which there are no names at all. Colors that used to make me hungry and thirsty. I remember, too, that the days were ever so much longer than these days, and that every day there were new wonders and new pleasures for me. And all that country and time were softly ruled by one who thought only of ways to make me happy. Sometimes I would refuse to be made happy, and that always caused her pain, although she was divine. Sometimes I just wanted to be a brat, you know what I mean? Fruit gummy and gun here in America. If I'm elected as your new America president, I will make sure everyone gets a fruit gummy and a fucking gun. As that's the American right to fruit gummies and firearms. That's what I promise. Oh God, I love America. And I remember that I tried very hard to be sorry. When day was done, and there fell the great hush of the light before moonrise, she would tell me stories that made me tingle from head to foot with pleasure. I have never heard any other stories half so beautiful. And when the pleasure became too great, she would sing a weird little song which always brought sleep. At last there came a parting day, and she wept, and told me of a charm she had given that I must never ever lose, because it would keep me young and give me power to return. But I never returned, and the years went, and one day I knew that I had lost the charm and had become ridiculously old. Ridiculous. That feel when you get ridiculously old. You're not just regular old. You're not just elderly old. You're fucking ridiculously old. Get old, idiot. The village of the Long Beach is sat at the foot of a green cliff near the road, and consists of a dozen thatched cottages clustered about a rocky pool, shaded by pines. The basin overflows with cold water supplied by a stream that leaps straight from the heart of the cliff, just as folks imagine that a poem ought to spring straight from the heart of a poet. It was evidently a favorite halting place, judging by the number of kuruma, makata, I'm a pretty mama. That feel when you're so old you're a skeleton. Yeah, it's this guy up here. That's him. That's him. He's so old he's a skeleton. And I think if I remember the myth correctly, he's very hungry. You know what? Hold on. Mr. Skeleton, I give you the fruit gummy. The skeleton can have the fruit gummy as a treat. Hold on a second. I'm gonna move him up a little bit. And then I'm gonna give him the fruit gummy. And then I need to move the snack way down. There we go. Skeleton gets the fruit gummy. Poor myth dude who has done all the story stuff. There we go. Skeleton gets fruit gummies. You can share the snack. Yeah, you gotta share the snacks with the skeleton. I'm sorry. That's how this works now. Judging by the number of kuruma and of people resting, there were benches under the trees, and after having allayed thirst, I sat down to smoke and look at the women washing clothes and the travelers refreshing themselves at the pool. while my kurumaya stripped and proceeded to dash buckets of cold water over his body. Then tea was brought to me by a young man with a baby on his back. I tried to play with the baby, which said, get wrecked, idiot. What did the baby say? What did the baby say? Tell me now. Make content for me, chat. What did the baby say? There's a man with a baby on the back, and there's a man trying to play with the baby. What did the baby say? Tell me now. Do it. Tell me what the baby said. Chat and demanding. I'm a ghost baby. I'm a ghost baby. Wubba lubba dub dub. Baby was like, I want the Szechuan sauce. Baby was like, Rick and Morty is actually a really high IQ show. You really got to be smart to understand it. You play with the baby's like, what did you just say to me, you little shit? What the fuck did you just fucking say about me, you little bitch? I'll have you know I graduated top of my class in the Navy SEALs. I have over 300 confirmed kills, and I'm trained in guerrilla warfare. Anyway, that's all I know of that song. Anyway. So by the way, the baby says Abba. Just ah and ba. Baby go ah. Baby go ah. Baby go ah. Look at the chat. Baby go ah. The fuck was that? Man, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. This is very pleasant to read and say out loud, but I'm barely like absorbing any of it. And so I'm just doing dumb bullshit to be fun. And I tried to play with the baby, which said Abba. It said Abba is my favorite music group. It's a good story. It is a good story. Okay, not to downplay the story. I meant the Song of Marine Threatening. It's the copy pasta. It's the like what did you just say to me? Copy pasta. Except there was someone I used to watch on YouTube who put it into a song form. And it was like, what the fuck did you just fucking say about me, you little bitch? I'll have you know I graduated top of my class in the Navy SEALs. Anyway, so yeah. I have over 300 confirmed kills, and I'm trained in guerrilla warfare. So yeah, that's what that is. Such are the first sounds uttered by a Japanese babe, but they are purely oriental, and in Romaji should be written Abba. And, as an utterance untaught, Abba is interesting. It is a Japanese child speech word for goodbye, precisely the last we would expect an infant to pronounce upon entering into this world of illusion. To whom or to what is the little soul saying goodbye? To friends in a previous state of existence, still freshly remembered? To comrades of its shadowy journey from nobody knows where? Such theorizing is tolerably safe, from a pious point of view, since the child can never decide for us. What its thoughts were at that mysterious moment of first speech, it will have forgotten long before it has become able to answer these questions. Unexpectedly, a queer recollection came to me, resurrected perhaps by the sight of the young man with the baby, perhaps by the song of the water on the cliff, the recollection of a story. Why is there... What do I have all over my screen? What is this? Oh, right. Let's lock that. I gotta lock that. The skeleton has not been locked into place. The baby is the ghost baby. Though, I gotta say, I can kind of appreciate the existentialness of that question, where it's like, oh, you know, the noise that babies make in Japan is like this is like the word we say for goodbye. Who's it saying goodbye to? The fucking cold, unfeeling breath of the universe. All of the stories weave together. Yeah, I'm starting to kind of get that inclination. Okay, continuing. The recollection of a story. Long, long ago there lived somewhere among the mountains a poor woodcutter and his wife. They were very old and had no children. Every day the husband went alone to the forest to cut wood, while the wife sat weaving at home. One day the old man went farther into the woods than was his custom, to seek a certain kind of wood, and he suddenly found himself at the edge of a little spring he had never seen before. The water was strangely clear and cold, and he was thirsty, for the day was hot, and he had been working hard. So he doffed his great straw hat, knelt down, and took a long drink. The water seemed to refresh him in a most extraordinary way. When he caught sight of his own face in the spring, and started back, it was certainly his own face, but not at all as he was accustomed to see it in the old mirror at home. It was the face of a very young man. He could not believe his eyes. He put up both hands to his head, which had been quite bald only a moment before. It was covered with thick black hair, and his face had become smooth as a boy's. Every wrinkle was gone. At the same moment he discovered himself full of new strength. He stared in his astonishment at the limbs that had been so long withered by age, that were now shapely and hard with dense young muscle. I got a dense young muscle for you right here. You know what I'm saying? Unknowingly, he had drunk at the fountain of youth, and that drought had transformed him. First, he leaped high and shouted for joy. Then he ran home faster than he had ever run before in his life. When he entered his house, his wife was frightened, because she took him for a stranger. And when he told her the wonder, she could not at once believe him. But after a long time he was able to convince her that the young man she now saw before her was really her husband, and he told her where the spring was and asked her to go there with him. Then she said, "You have become so handsome and so young that you cannot continue to love an old woman, so I must drink some of that water immediately. But it will never do for both of us to be away from the house at the same time. Do you wait here while I go." And she ran into the woods all by herself. She found the spring and knelt down and began to drink. Oh, how cool and sweet the water was! She drank and drank and drank and stopped for breath only to begin again. Her husband waited for her impatiently. He expected to see her come back changed into a pretty, slender girl, but she did not come back at all. He got anxious, shut up the house, and went to look for her. And we all know where this is going. She was like, fuck. Oh, I'm so full of youth water. Oh, it's so delicious. Oh, I fucking love the Fountain of Youth. Oh, it tastes so fucking good. Oh my god, it's like Baja Blast straight from the tap. I'm sorry you had to see that. Anyway, now she's the ghost baby. When he reached the spring, he could not see her. He was just on the point of returning when he heard a little wail in the high grass near the spring. He searched there and discovered his wife's clothes and a baby, a very small baby, perhaps 6 months old. For the old woman had drunk too deeply the magical water. She had drunk herself far back beyond the time of youth into the period of speechless infancy. He took up the child in his arms. It looked at him in a sad, wondering way. He carried it home, murmuring to it, thinking strange, melancholy thoughts. Schlorpa, schlorpa. Me, when I drink from the fountain of youth, I go schlorpa, schlorpa. I'm going schlorpa, schlorpa. I need to schlorpa, schlorpa my own water, because that kind of, hurt my throat to do. Yum, 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 yum. Blem, 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 blem. In that hour, after my reverie about Hiroshima, the moral of this story seemed less satisfactory than in former time, because by drinking too deeply of life we do not become young. Oh, because by drinking too deeply of life, we do not become young. This is what beauty culture does to a woman. 100%, it happens every day. Beauty culture just makes women just, go find Fountain of Youth, and then they drink too much and they turn into a baby, and that's it. That's a vicious cycle, and it starts all over again. Once they reach a certain age, then they go looking for that. They go looking for that Fountain of Youth again, and then it just all starts all over again. Naked and cool, my Kurumaya returned, and said that because of the heat he could not finish the promised run of 25 miles, but that he had found another runner to take me the rest of the way. For so much as he himself had done, he wanted 55 sen. It was really very hot, more than 100 degrees, I afterwards learned, and far away there throbbed continually, like a pulsation of the heat itself, the sound of great drums beating for rain, and I thought of the daughter of the Dragon King. Also, 100 degree, you're making dudes run your ass through, like, the countryside in 100-degree fucking weather? That's some bullshit. Like, yo, I hope you Kurumaya rider people, I hope y'all have a goddamn union, because, like, that's bullshit. 75 sen, she told me, I observed, and that promise to be done has not been done. Nevertheless, 75 sen to you shall be given, because I am afraid of the gods. And behind a yet unwearied runner, I fled away into the enormous blaze in the direction of the great drums. And that was the end of that. That was the end of that particular story. That man was telling a couple of stories within the story, and it was pretty okay. It's literally his job, though. Fair enough. It's literally his job to pull the damn thing. That was a good story. Yeah, I actually do like that. That was good. It's culturally significant. You know what I mean? It wasn't. It kind of was like it had some elements to it, but it wasn't like, ooh, skeleton popped out. It was like actually kind of like this very kind of like thoughtful, like insightful, introspective kind of story. I like it. Let's keep going. The next story is titled. The story had element. I know. All right. Yeah. Okay. I know. I did not specify that when I said elements, I meant like spooky, scary, ooh, hey, kind of like elements. You know what I mean? The book is called Japanese Ghost Stories, and the story like wasn't like. It was like this actual like really nice, well thought out, like introspective story that happened to evolve element. Anyway, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna keep going now. Hey, everybody! Hey, shut up! I'm gonna keep going now. The next story is called "In Cholera-Time." China's chief ally in the late war, being deaf and blind, knew nothing, and still knows nothing, of treaties or of peace. It followed the returning armies of Japan, invaded by the victorious empire, and killed about 30,000 people during the hot season. It is still slaying, and the funeral pyres burn continually. Sometimes the smoke and the odor come wind-blown into my garden down from the hills behind the town, just to remind me that just to remind me the cost of burning an adult my own size is 80 sen. Just to remind me the cost of burning an adult of my own size is 80 sen, about $50 in American money at that present rate of exchange. From the upper balcony of my house, the whole length of a Japanese street, with its rows of little shops, is visible down to the bay. Out of the various houses in that street, I have seen cholera patients conveyed to the hospital. The last one, only this morning, my neighbor across the way, who kept a porcelain shop. He was removed by force, in spite of the tears and cries of his family. The sanitary law forbids the treatment of cholera in private houses, yet people try to hide their sick, in spite of fines and other penalties, because the public cholera hospitals are overcrowded and roughly managed, and the patients are entirely separated from all who love them. But the police are not often deceived. They soon discover unreported cases and come with litters and coolies? Coolies? They come with coolies? The hell's a coolies? What the fuck is a coolies? Hold on. I'm gonna look up what a coolies is. What the hell's a coolies? It sounds like a popsicle. This summer, cool off with a Kool-Aid coolie. The fuck is a coolie? An unskilled native laborer in India, China, and some other Asian countries. So they just show up with like a dude. Coolie is an offensive term used for low-wage laborers, typically of South Asian or East Asian descent. The word coolie was first used in the 16th century by European traders across Asia, and by the 18th century would refer to migrant Indian indentured labor. Holy shit. Huh. Well, you know, I wasn't expecting this book to introduce racism, but here we are. We apparently there's like a ticker. There's like a countdown of how many old-timey horror ghost story books we've gone through without coming across a racist term. And apparently we're still at 0. I remember reading about them in a world history class. I feel like I vaguely remember it. Vaguely. It's such an obviously it's such a wildly outdated term. It seems cruel, but sanitary law must be cruel. My neighbor's wife followed the litter, crying, until the police obliged her to return to her desolate little shop. It is now closed up, and will probably never be opened again by the owners. Such tragedies end as quickly as they begin. The bereaved, so soon as the law allows, remove their pathetic belongings and disappear, and the ordinary life on the street goes on, by day and day by night, exactly as if nothing particular had happened. Itinerant 0 days. It has been 0 days since the last incident. Itinerant vendors with their bamboo poles and baskets or buckets or boxes pass the empty houses and utter their accustomed cries. Religious processions go by, chanting fragments of sutras. The blind shampooer blows his melancholy whistle. The private watchman makes his heavy staff bloom upon the gutter flags. The boy who sells confectionery still taps his drum and sings a love song with a plaintive sweet voice like a girl's. This is okay. These are song lyrics here that I'm seeing. I might have fun with this. I'm gonna be a fucking doofus about this. You and I together, I remain long, yet in the moment of going, I thought I had only just come. You and I together, still I think of the T, older new T of UG. It might have seemed to others, but to me it was Gyokoro T of the beautiful yellow of the Yamabuki flower. You and I together, I am the telegraph operator. You are the one who waits the message. I send my heart and you receive it. What care we now if the post should fall, if the wires be broken? Chan chan bozo no kubi wa nobody. Anyway. Thank you for indulging me with this. Thank you for enjoying what this is probably supposed to be something like really serious, and I'm just like bravo. Thank you everybody. Thank you. And the children sport as usual. They chase one another with screams and laughter. They dance in chorus. They catch dragonflies and tie them to long strings. They sing burdens of the war, about cutting off Chinese heads. Oh, God. With the kid who's selling confectionery is like, hey everybody, have a good time, and then like the kids who are just like fucking around playing with drugs or like playing with bugs are just like, kill, murder, war, death, kill, murder, war, death. Chan chan bozu no kubi wo hane. Sometimes a child vanishes, but the survivors continue their play, and this is wisdom. It costs only 40 sen to burn a child. Damn, that's dark. The son of one of my neighbors was burned a few days ago. The little stones with which he used to play lie there in the sun just as he left them. Curious, this child love of stones. Stones are the toys not only of the children of the poor, but of all children at one period of existence. Damn fucking straight stone. Fuck yeah, stones. Hold on, no one redeemed it? But I'm putting up cool rocks. Are you gonna do it? There you are. I'm putting up cool rocks. Because the book mentioned playing with rocks. Fuck yeah, rocks. Pulling up cool rocks. Not only of children of the poor, but of all children in one period of existence. No matter how well supplied with other playthings, every Japanese child wants sometimes to play with stones. To the child mind, a stone is a marvelous thing. Oh, excuse me. Oh man, I'm hiccuping all of a sudden. Fuck. To the child mind, a stone is a marvelous thing, and ought to so be, since even to the understanding of the mathematician there can be nothing more wonderful than the common stone. The tiny urchin suspects the stone to be much more than it seems, which is an excellent suspicion. And if stupid grown-up folk did not untruthfully tell him that his plaything is not worth thinking about, he would never tire of it, and would always be finding something new and extraordinary about it. Only a very great mind could answer all of a child's questions about stones. This kicks ass. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, I'm in. Absolutely. This dude's talking my language. Fuck yeah, rocks, man. Fuck yeah, stones. Stones, rocks, pebbles. Fuck yeah. According to popular faith, my neighbor's darling is now playing with small ghostly stones in the dry bed of the river of souls, wondering perhaps why they cast no shadows. The true poetry in the legend of the Sai no Kawara is the absolute naturalness of the principal idea, the phantom continuation of that play, which all the little Japanese children play with stones. Cool rocks, fuck yeah, cool rocks, yeah, motherfucker, let's fucking go. Sit down and stand up, motherfucker, we're looking at rocks, fuck yeah. Anyway, I'm getting too excited about rocks. The pipe stem seller used to make his round with 2 large boxes suspended from a bamboo pole balanced upon his shoulder, one box containing stems of various diameters, lengths, and colors, together with tools for fitting them into metal pipes, and the other box containing a baby, his own baby. Sometimes I saw it peeping over the edge of the box and smiling at the passers-by. Sometimes I saw it lying, well wrapped up and fast asleep, in the bottom of the box. Sometimes I saw it playing with toys. Many people, I was told, used to give it toys. One of the toys bore a curious resemblance to a mortuary tablet, an ihai, and this I always observed in the box, whether the child were asleep or awake. The other day I discovered that the pipe stem seller had abandoned his bamboo pole and suspended boxes. He was coming up the street with a little handcart just big enough to hold his wares and his baby. It's a ghost baby. It's always ghost baby. It's a fucking ghost baby. It's a fucking ghost baby. It's always a ghost baby. He was coming up the street with a little handcart just big enough to hold his wares and his baby, and evidently built for that purpose in 2 compartments. Perhaps the baby had become too heavy for the more primitive method of conveyance. Above the cart fluttered a small white flag, bearing in cursive characters the legend Kiseru Rauke, pipe stems exchanged, and a brief petition for honorable help. O Tasuke wo negiaimasu. The child seemed well and happy. and I again saw the tablet-shaped object which had so often attracted my notice before. It was now fastened upright to a high box in the cart facing the infant's bed. As I watched the cart approaching, I suddenly felt convinced that the tablet was really an ihai. The sun shone full upon it, and there was no mistaking the conventional Buddhist text. This aroused my curiosity, and I asked Menyemon to tell the pipe stem seller that we had a number of pipes that needed fresh stems, which was true. Presently the cartlet drew up at our gate, and I went to look at it. The child was not afraid, even of a foreign face, a pretty boy. He lisped and laughed and held out his arms, being evidently used to petting, and while playing with him I looked closely at the tablet. It was a Shinshu ihai bearing a woman's kaimyo, or posthumous name, and Manyemon translated the Chinese characters for me. Revered and of good rank in the mansion of excellence, the 31st day of the 3rd month of the 28th year of the Meiji. Meantime, a servant had fetched the pipes which needed new stems, and I glanced at the face of the artisan as he worked. It was the face of a man past middle age, with those worn, sympathetic lines about the mouth, dry beds of old smiles which gives to so many Japanese faces an indescribable expression of resigned gentleness. Presently, Manyemon began to ask questions, and when Manyemon asked questions, not to reply is possible for the wicked only. Sometimes behind that dear innocent old head, I think I see the dawning of an aureole, the aureole of the Bosatsu. I'm gonna look that up. On the 13th hour of the 13th day of the 13th month of the 13th year of the 13th, 13, cool number. What the fuck is this word? What is this word that I'm looking at? Aureole. Circle of light or brightness surrounding something, especially as depicted in art in and around the head of a body or a person represented as holy. Okay, what about Bosatsu? Oh, okay. All right. It's a statue. Gotcha. Today I learned. Slimes, you're not supposed to be out. Cool rocks, you're done. Not that I have a problem with you. Shit, lost my place. No, okay. The pipe stem seller answered by telling his story. 2 months after the birth of their little boy, his wife had died. In the last hour of her illness, she had said, "From what time I die till 3 full years be past, I pray you leave the child always united with the shadow of me. Never let him be separated from my ihai, so that I may continue to care for him and to nurse him, since thou knowest that he should have the breast for 3 years. This, my last asking, I entreat thee do not forget." But the mother being dead, the father could not labor, as he had been wont to do, and also take care of so young a child, requiring continual attention both night and day, and he was too poor to hire a nurse. So he took to selling pipe stems, and he could thus make a little money without leaving the child even for a minute alone. He could not afford to buy milk, but he had fed the boy for more than a year with rice gruel and ame syrup. I said the child looked very strong, and none the worse for lack of milk. That, declared Manyemon, in a tone of conviction bordering on reproof, is because the dead mother nurses him. How should he want for milk? And the boy laughed softly, as if consciously of a ghostly caress. What are pipe stems? Let's look that up, because I'm also I'm just assuming that at that point in time, maybe it's like a pipe cleaner. Let's go look it up. Pipe stem. Wait. Wait. Maybe like smoking stems? Maybe? Pipe stem? What if I type in like pipe stem plumbing? No. You know what? I'm gonna assume pipe stem. I mean, I guess pipe stem is something like the stem of a tobacco pipe, specifically very thin arm or leg. Interesting. Okay, so I think a pipe stem. I think when they say pipe stems, I think they literally mean like smoking pipe stems. Because like the funny thing, the funny thing is like in my mind, I thought he was selling like pipe cleaners. I thought he was selling like these things are for pipes, like literal pipes in your house. But it kind of makes sense that he's selling like the mouthpiece for pipes, like that you smoke, that you do big smokies out of. How long is the next story? Can I reason up? Oh, I can definitely do this one. This one's short. What about the next one after? Oh, that one's short too. Oh, cool. These next few ones are super short. Okay, cool. We can do a couple more before stream's over. All right. I'm gonna take a drink of water real quick. Yeah, buddy. Okay. So, next story is called Ningyo-No-Haka. Hold on a second. Before I do this, I need to look up. Let's find, because this name is appearing again. So let's look it up. Manyemon. There he is. There he is. That's what it is. Yep. This is it. That's God, I guess. I spelled it right? Manyemon, yeah. Okay. I guess it's like a folklore character. Because I'm not getting much information here about it. Whatever. We'll figure it out. That's a Digimon. I'm gonna go set up for stream. Have fun with the spookies. You're gonna start. Oh, you're setting up for. You're gonna set up for stream. Okay. I wonder if I can. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on you. I'm giving you a follow so that I know when you start up. Because maybe I can raid you later. Anyway. Okay. Manyemon had coaxed the child indoors and made her eat. She appeared to be about 11 years old, intelligent and pathetically docile. Her name was Ine, which means springing rice, and her frail slimness made the name seem more appropriate. When she began, under Manyemon's gentle persuasion, to tell her story, I anticipated something queer from the accompanying change in her voice. She spoke in a high, thin, sweet tone, perfectly even, a tone changeless and unemotional as the chanting of the little kettle over its charcoal bed. Not unfrequently in Japan, one may hear a girl or a woman utter something touching or cruel or terrible, or just such a steady, level, penetrating tone, but never anything indifferent. It always means that feeling is being kept under control. There were 6 of us at home, said Ine. Mother and father's mother, who was very old, and my brother and myself, and a little sister. Father was a hyoguya, a paper hanger. He papered sliding screens and also mounted kakemono. Mother was a hairdresser. My brother was apprenticed to a seal cutter. Father and mother did well. Mother made even more money than father. We had good clothes and good food, and we never felt any real sorrow until father fell sick. I'm out of energy, but I listen. Have a good listen to my voice. I hope you enjoy listening to the sound of me reading. Anyway. It was the middle of the hot season. Father had always been healthy. We did not think that his sickness was dangerous, and he did not think so himself. But the very next day he died. We were very much surprised. Mother tried to hide her heart and to wait upon her customers as before, but she was not very strong, and the pain of Father's death came too quickly. 8 days after Father's funeral, Mother also died. It was so sudden that everybody wondered. Then the neighbors told us that we must make a Ningyo-No-Haka at once, or else there would be another death in our house. My brother said they were right, but he put off doing what they told him. Perhaps he didn't have money enough. I do not know, but the haka was not made. What is a Ningyo-No-Haka? I interrupted. I think, Manyemon made answer, that you have seen many Ningyo-No-Haka without knowing what they were. They look just like graves of children. It is believed that when 2 of a family die in the same year, a third must also die. There is a saying, always 3 graves. So when 2 out of the one family have been buried in the same year, a third grave is made next to the graves of those 2, and it is put in it is a coffin containing only a little figure of straw, a wara ningyo, and over that grave a small tombstone is set up, bearing a kaimyo. The priests of the temple to which the graveyard belongs write the kaimyo for these little gravestones by making a Ningyo-No-Haka. It is thought that a death may be prevented. We listen for the rest, Ine. The child resumed. There were still 4 of us, grandmother, brother, myself, and my little sister. My brother was 19 years old. We had finished his apprenticeship just before our father died. We thought that was like pity from the... We thought that was like the pity of the gods for us. He had become the head of the house. He was very skillful in his business and had many friends. Therefore, he could maintain us. He made 13 yen the first month. That is very good for a seal cutter. One evening he came home sick. He said that his head hurt him. Mother had then been dead for 47 days. That evening he could not eat. Next morning he was not able to get up. He had a very hot fever. We nursed him as well as we could and sat up at night to watch him, but he did not get better. On the morning of the 3rd day of the sickness we became frightened, because he began to talk to Mother. It was the 49th day after Mother's death, the day the soul leaves the house, and brother spoke as if Mother was calling him. Yes, Mother, yes. In a little while I shall come. Then he told us that Mother was pulling him by the sleeve. He would point with his hand and call to us, There she is, there, do you not see her? We would tell him that we could not see anything. Then he would say, Ah, you did not look quick enough. She is hiding now. She is gone under the floor mats. All the morning he talked like that. At last grandmother stood up and stamped her foot on the floor and reproached Mother, speaking very loud. Taka, she said, Taka, what you do is very wrong. When you were alive, we all loved you. None of us ever spoke unkind words to you. What do you now want to take the boy? You know that he is the only pillar of our house. You know that if you take him, there will not be anyone to care for the ancestors. You know that if you take him, you will destroy the family name. Oh, Taka, it is cruel, it is shameful, it is wicked. Grandmother was so angry that all her body trembled. Then she sat down and cried, and I and my little sister cried, but our brother said that Mother was still pulling him by the sleeve. When the sun went down, he died. Grandmother wept and stroked us and sang a little song that she made herself. I can remember it still. Oya nawa kato, hanabi no shidori higure, hikuri ni sore na shebi. Anyway. She sang us a sad song. Having such a good time, having a wonderful time. So the 3rd grave was made, but it was not a Ningyo-No-Haka. And that was the end of our house. We lived with kindred until winter when grandmother died. She died in the night, when nobody knew. In the morning she seemed to be sleeping, but she was dead. Then I and my little sister were separated. My sister was adopted by a tatamiya, a mat maker, and one of father's friends. She is kindly treated. She even goes to school. Ah, fushigi na koto da. Ah, komata ne, murmured Manyemon. Then there was the moment or two of sympathetic silence. Ine prostrated herself in thanks and rose to depart. As she slipped her feet under the thongs of her sandals, I moved towards the spot where she had been sitting to ask the old man a question. She perceived my intention and immediately made an indescribable sign to Manyemon, who responded by checking me just as I was going to sit down beside him. She wishes, he said, that the master will honorably strike the matting first. But why? I asked in surprise, noticing only that under my unshod feet the spot where the child had been kneeling felt comfortably warm. Manyemon answered, She believes that to sit down upon the place made warm by the body of another is to take into one's own life all of the sorrow of that other person, unless the place be stricken first. Whereat I sat down without performing the rite, and we both laughed. Ine, said Manyemon, the master takes your sorrows upon him. He wants, I cannot venture to render Manyemon's honorifics, to understand the pain of other people. You need not fear for him, Inye. 24 cent. Yeah, that was 100% 24 Cinderella that I was trying to do. So, you know what? This next story is also super short, and I'm enjoying myself. So I'm going to do one more. And then I think we'll call it a stream. And then I'm also curious to see if House of Tao is set up by then, because maybe we can go visit them. This one is called The Eternal Haunter. I have a tattoo of that Pokemon on my arm, along with Ghastly and Gengar. This year, the Tokyo color prints, Nishikie, seem to me of an unusual interest. They reproduce, or almost reproduce, the color charm of the early broadsides, and they show a marked improvement in line drawing. Certainly one could not wish for anything prettier than the best prints of the present season. Oh, Eternal Haunter, not the Eternal Honker. The Eternal Honker is a goose that never dies. Or a clown that never dies. Or a clown goose that never dies. My latest purchase has been a set of weird studies, specters of all kinds known to the Far East, including many varieties not yet discovered in the West. Some are extremely unpleasant, but a few are really charming. Here, for example, is a delicious thing by Chikanobu, just published and for sale at the remarkable price of 3 sen. Can you guess what it represents? Yes, a girl, but what kind of a girl? Study it a little. Very lovely, is she not? With that shy sweetness in her downcast gaze, that light and dainty grace as of a resting butterfly. No, she is not some Psyche, of the most eastern East in the sense that you mean, but she is a soul. Observe that the cherry flowers falling from the branch above are passing through her form. See also the folds of her robe, below melting into a blue faint mist. How delicate and vapory the whole thing is. It gives you the feeling of spring, and all those fairy colors are the colors of the Japanese spring morning. No, she is not the personification of any season. Rather, she is a dream, such a dream as might haunt the slumbers of far eastern youth. But the artist did not intend her to represent a dream. You cannot guess. Well, she is a tree spirit, the spirit of the cherry tree. Only in the twilight of the morning or in the evening she appears, gliding about her tree, and whoever sees her must love her. But if approached, she vanishes back into the trunk, like a vapor absorbed. There is a legend of one tree spirit who loved a man, and even gave him a son. But such conduct was quite of a variance with the shy habits of her race. You ask what is the use of drawing the impossible. You're asking that you do not feel the Your asking proves that you do not feel the charm of this vision of youth, this dream of spring. I hold that the impossible bears a much closer relation to the fact that does not most we're at the 3-hour mark. This is when I lose my mind. I hold that impossible bears a much closer relation to fact than does most of what we call the real and commonplace. The impossible may not be naked truth, but I think that it is usually truth, masked and veiled, perhaps but eternal. Now to me this Japanese dream is true, true at least as human love is. Considered even as a ghost, it is true. Whoever pretends not to believe in ghosts of any sort lies to his own heart. Every man is haunted by ghosts, and this color print reminds me of a ghost whom we all know, though most of us, poets expected, are unwilling to confess the acquaintance. Perhaps, for it happens to some of us, you may have seen this haunter, in dreams of the night, even during childhood. Then, of course, you could not know the beautiful shape bending above your rest. Possibly you thought her to be an angel, or the soul of a dead sister. But in waking life we first become aware of her presence about the time when boyhood begins to ripen into youth. This first of her apparitions is a shock of ecstasy, a breathless delight, but the wonder and the pleasure are quickly followed by a sense of sadness inexpressible, totally unlike any sadness ever felt before, though in her gaze there is only caress, and on her lips the most exquisite of smiles. You cannot imagine the reason of that feeling until you have learned who she is, which is not an easy thing to learn. Only a moment she remains, but during that luminous moment all the tides of your being set, and surge to her with a longing for which there is not any word. And then, suddenly, she is not, and you find that the sun has gloomed, and the colors of the world turn gray. Therefore enchantment remains between you and all that you have loved before, persons or things or places. None of them will ever seem again so near and dear as in other days. Often she will return. Once that you have seen her, she will never cease to visit you. And this haunting, ineffably sweet, inexplicably sad, may fill you with rash desire to wander over the world in search of somebody like her. But however long and far you wander, never will you find that somebody. This lady shows up in a dream, rocks your world, and then you're like, reality fucking sucks. And where can I find a woman like that? I want to burn. You get visited by Jesse's girl in the middle of the night, and then you just, for the rest of your life, you're like, I wish that I could have Jesse's girl. Later, you may learn to fear her visits because of the pain they bring. The strange pain you cannot understand. But the breadth of zones and seas cannot divide you from her. Walls of iron cannot exclude her. Soundless and subtle as a shudder of ether is the motion of her. Ancient her beauty is the heart of man, yet ever waxing fairer, forever remaining young. Mortals wither in time as leaves in the frost of autumn, but time only brightens the glow in the bloom of her endless youth. All men have loved her, all must continue to love her, but none shall touch with his lips even the hem of her garment. All men adore her, yet all she deceives, and many are the ways of her deception. Most often she lures her lover into the presence of some earthly maid, and blends herself incomprehensibly with the body of that maid, and works such sudden glamour that the human gaze becomes divine, and the human limbs shine through their raiment. But presently the luminous haunter detaches herself from the mortal, and leaves her dupe to wonder at the mockery of sense. No man can describe her, though nearly all men have some time tried to do so. Pictured she cannot be, since her beauty itself is a ceaseless becoming, multiple to infinitude, and tremendously with perpetual quickening, as with the flowing of light. There is a story, indeed, that thousands of years ago some marvelous sculptor was able to fix in stone a single remembrance of her, but this doing became for many the cause of sorrow supreme, and the gods decreed, out of compassion, that to no other mortal should ever be given power to work the like wonder. In these years we can worship only, we cannot portray. Who is she? What is she? Ah, that is what I wanted you to ask. Well, she has never had a name, but I shall call her a tree spirit. The Japanese say you can exorcise a tree spirit if you are cruel enough to it, simply by cutting down her tree. But you cannot exorcise the spirit of whom I speak, nor ever cut down her tree. For her tree is measureless, timeless, billion-branching tree of life, even the world tree Yggdrasil, whose roots are in night and death, whose head is above the gods. Seek to woo her, she is an echo. Seek to clasp her, she is a shadow. But her smile will haunt you into the hour of dissolution and beyond, through numberless lives to come. And never will you return her smile, never, because of that which it awakens within you, the pain that you cannot understand. And never, never shall you win her, because she is the phantom light of a long expired sun, because she is shaped by the beating of infinite millions of hearts that are dust, because her witchery was made in the endless ebb and flow of the visions and hopes of youth, through countless forgotten cycles of your own incalculable past. Dope. Damn, that's a damn, what a woman. Damn, that's a fine lady right there. All right. Fucking metal, right? Right? It's a fucking tree ghost that shows up, rocks your shit, and then you can just never touch her. She just leaves, and she's like, guess what, idiot? Guess what, loser? I'm incorporeal. Oh boy, okay. Oh, you know what? That went a lot better than I thought it would. That was fun. Like that was super interesting. Like I was really getting into it near the end there. Like I don't know. I was kind of trying to like alter the cadence of my voice a little bit. Just to kind of like really I want to give it a little bit of oomph, you know? I want to give it a little meat. But with that said, it is now time to wrap up stream. I be thinking. Yeah, these stories got better than I was expecting. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this around. Absolutely. Maybe we'll do another stream of this before we get back to Warrior Cats. I was having a really good time with that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Seti. Thank you to everybody thank you everyone who came today. I really appreciate it. Love y'all. Let's see. Is anyone... Is House of Tau doing anything yet? Oh, they are! Yo, though. Okay. Let's see if I know how to do this. It was interesting to listen to on my walk, although it's had hard to follow at times. It's got that old-timey flavor to it, but if I can make it, if I can just like have fun reading it aloud, I think it's a nice time. I slumber, be well. I want to try something because I've never tried it. House of Tau. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go on a raid, and that's gonna be right now. Okay. I love you. Bye bye everybody. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Huzzah. We're gonna try a raid now.
If you do exclamation point model in the chat, it'll show you where you can find the like maker and everything like that. Wow, look at that. I actually did things for once. Oh, okay. The alert was okay. I can turn that down. That's easy enough. That's easy enough. Hold on, I'm gonna just redo it just so that I can test it. Oh, there it is. I'm learning. fact that there should only be one alert box showing up. You could can't decide whether you want to pet me or pull my tail and see how violent I get. Well, I am like a primordial god, kind of, so that would be a very bad idea to pull my tail. You're gonna bonk me. Wait, who are you gonna bonk? Wait, who are you bonking? But yeah, thank you. The model maker. I got this model made around like 2 years ago. Hold on. I was gonna put on. Yes, thank you. My model is made by Rubik's. They are mainly a furry person. I don't care if the JRPG characters will bully me, honestly. Mainly because I am... Well, technically I'm on timeout, so I don't have much power here. Yeah, this is the exact reason why I picked this song, Dunwich, is because it is probably one of the best songs just out there. It's so good. Still a bit quiet.
Whoopsie.
Hold on. Fix this. I'm fixing things.
Once again, I have forgotten that I'm still streaming and still recording. Let's turn that off now. to you VOD watchers who made it this far. I love you all. Thank you for watching VODs. I don't know why I'm kissing chat. I'll just pretend I'm kissing you. Okay, bye.